Hey everyone. So I'm feeling overwhelmed, but I'm also feeling apathetic. I'm feeling like I'm having all of the feelings at the same time, but that I'm not. Please tell me that somebody out there knows what this feels like. Um it's only Wednesday and I feel like I should be done with the week. Like the week needs to be over with already. Um I mean, it's not like there's bad things happening. Like some stuff has been happening that's not that great. Like, for example, I woke up to notifications from my bank that there have been what are potentially fraudulent purchase attempts made from my debit card. And thank goodness they did not approve them. So I had to deactivate the card, and now I have to wait for them to get one to me in the mail, and it's just annoying because this is the second time I've had to get a new card in like a year, because the last time I had to get a new card because one thing that I just subscribed to was making it was one of those websites. I don't know if I named it before. I don't know if I should. I don't want to sound like a dick, but I subscribed to something that I decided I didn't want anymore. And I went to go cancel the subscription. And it was one of those companies that they don't want you to leave. So they're not going to make it easy for you. And they're going to want you to call to stop them from taking their monthly payments or whatever. So the phone number never went to anybody. So I just had to cancel my card to get them to stop taking $9.99 out of my account every month. It was so annoying. And so now I have to deal with this. But I guess it could be worse. They could have taken my money and they didn't. So there's that, the ketamine stuff that Alicia's been going through. She just saw the ketamine therapist. That's what I'm just going to start calling her, is the ketamine therapist. She went to see her the other day, and they have it scheduled pretty much once a week. She goes down there to do the 2 or 3 hour ketamine session, and then has like a reintegration or an integration, sorry about my talking, integration session like a day or two later. So, I hope you know, like, I don't mean to sound like an asshole because I'm not trying to be one, but I think it's great that we have the opportunity to do this. I just, basically, I don't want to have to do the driving every week, but I know I have to. And do you know, like, when stuff like this happens and it's good stuff and it happens to like somebody you care about, you feel guilty when your initial thought or feeling isn't one of support. You know what I mean? Like, thankfully, like, I didn't do this to Alicia's face. Like, oh, what the fuck? Because, like, that is so unnecessary. And I really am happy that, like, she'll be doing this once a week, because it seems to really be opening up some stuff for her that she's had repressed. So it's good stuff. But, of course, the selfish part of me is like, man, now I have to, for the next however many weeks, make this fucking drive. And it takes up 3 hours of my day. And like I said, this is so rude because she needs to do this. Like, I'm not mad at her for doing this. I'm just expressing, like, to people who I think will understand, because sometimes I don't think Alicia understands, or like pretty much anybody else, except for like maybe 1 or 2 people, just understands that, you introduce a new activity or a new errand or whatever you want to call it into how you think your days are going to go, and this thing's going to happen once a week for who knows how long. And I don't know I don't even think I'm talking about this properly. I guess the short version that I should have just started with is, I am not looking forward to driving once a week to and from, and then to and from, to bring her, to come back home, and then to go back a few hours later to get her and to come back home. And I kind of wish that stuff like this didn't bother me. But her next session is this Saturday. So thank goodness I found out about it the other day. So I have all week to prepare for it. But I think I'm just stuck in some negative thinking this week. Because it's like I catch myself not wanting to deal with the driving, but knowing that I have to, and then I feel guilty about having negative feelings about that instead of being supportive only. You know what I mean? So there's that. We have so many appointments, and by we, I mean she has so many appointments that this is embarrassing, but whatever. I have now realized that I've fallen into that category, although I don't think I've ever not been in this category, just to say. But I think I have fallen into the category of I can't do technology. It is so hard. And I'm not one that uses the calendar function in my phone. I don't really use my phone all that much except to do this and to text and to, read the news. I don't use it for a bunch of stuff like it seems like a lot of people do. I don't rely on my phone like that. And it's probably just because when I was raised, we did not have cell phones. There were no cell phones. You didn't have this little device that you carried around with you everywhere. And so we need to... I didn't even know that this existed. This is how little I know about technology. But I didn't know that there was calendar apps that you can share with your family so that you don't have to do your own calendar. You can just see what everybody else is adding to the schedule or whatever. And I was like, wow, that's so cool. And this has probably been around for years and I just didn't know about it because I had no need for it. So she found a good app yesterday and we're using it, and I started feeling a little overwhelmed because every time one of us puts an appointment in, the other person's notified because they get a notification from the app. And so my phone just kept going ding, 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 ding with all her fucking appointments that she keeps putting in there. And I was starting to lose my shit. I'm like, what the fuck? And because it was just a lot of appointments, and those appointments mean that I have to, a lot of those were driving, I have to drive her. And I was just reminded today I'm driving her, that day I'm driving her, that day I'm driving her, that day I'm driving her. And it's just this negative thinking that I am stuck in. And I don't like having apps on my well, that's a whole other thing. I don't need to, that's a tangent. I'm just saying, I don't like to have a lot of stuff on my cell phone because it, makes me feel crazy in my head. I like my cell phone to be orderly. I like all the apps are in alphabetical order so I can find them easily. And I try not to add apps if I don't have to, and because it takes up space, and I don't know. I just wish I didn't have to have this stupid calendar app, but I know it's necessary, and I just prefer the good old pen and paper method. It's just easier. You flip a page and you look. And in the phone, you got to pick it up and you got to open it, and then you got to bring the app up, and then you got to punch this and click that. And I don't know how some stuff is supposed to be easier than not having it. I don't know. Anyways, this is stupid. Moving right along. This is not why I got on here today. I mean, I did, but oh God, this is not good. Alexithymia. I don't think I've talked about that specifically, but I have talked about it, just not without using that word. I know what it is. I'm pretty sure a good portion of you guys know what it is. If you're listening in order and you've made it this far, you have to have heard of alexithymia by now, at least from other people or something that you've been reading. What made me think of this was how I started off this episode with I feel like I'm feeling everything but then nothing all at the same time, and I'm not sure what that is, but I've had moments like this. These are not uncommon. I have moments like this every so often, and I wonder if it's alexithymia. So I was looking up some stuff on it because I haven't sat down to specifically research this. And so I wanted to read up on it. And I found this one article that seemed pretty decent. I'll put a link in the thingy later, maybe. I'll put a link in it to this article because I think you're supposed to do that when you're referencing other people's work, which is just common sense. But anyways, so I'm just going to read a little bit from here in case you don't know what alexithymia is. And also, this is helping me process some of my shit out loud because I'm trying to figure out if this is what I have or experience or whatever. So anyways, this is from this thing called Medical News Today, and alexithymia is when a person has difficulty experiencing, identifying, and expressing emotions. It's not a mental health disorder, but has links with PTSD, eating disorders, and various other conditions. It can occur with autism. Let's see. People with alexithymia have difficulty maintaining relationships, taking part in social situations. 13% of the population experiences this. How is it only 13%? I've heard this word so many times. I don't know. Like, I think maybe some research needs to be updated, or this is just an older article. I don't know when this was from. I don't think it's that old, but 13% doesn't seem right. But I'm not a researcher. Anyways, but I am, but not that kind. So let's see. Researchers describe alexithymia as a construct relating to a difficulty experiencing, identifying. Yeah, I just said that. Blah, 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 blah. People with this have problems with introspection or observing their own mental and emotional processes. Yes, that is definitely an issue I've had. They experience confusion around bodily sensations connected to emotions. Yes, because it took me so long to realize the connection between like the negative emotions that I was experiencing at like workplaces, like that last workplace that I had. I took me like a long time to realize that the negativity, like the stress of it was affecting my body. Stomach issues, nausea, like I talked about all of that before. And I want to say Sylvester may have started at that place of employment. I mean, like maybe there was so much toxicity there that maybe like I ingested a particle or something. And people with alexithymia have struggles communicating their emotions to others. I always thought that I knew exactly what I was feeling, when I was feeling it, why I was feeling it. And it turns out I fooled myself for years because the only emotions I was able to easily identify was happy, mad. Sad wasn't really on the radar, so it was happy or mad. And it's very easy to know when I'm mad. Like, I can identify that. Who can't? Like, that's pretty easy to identify. And my anger wasn't just like irritation. It was like a lot of the times it would border on like rage. I would get so angry so quickly. And then when I started figuring out that I have other emotions that I'm not quite in touch with and don't know too much about, I realized I had difficulty, and I still do sometimes, figuring out how I'm feeling. So this article says signs and symptoms of alexithymia include, you said that, and they said that. Difficulties recognizing and responding to the emotions in others, including tone of voice and facial expressions. I would have to say 99% does not apply to me because I am very, very perceptive to what other people are feeling, just because of my crappy environment growing up. They have a lack of fantasies and imagination. No, I have a very active imagination. They have a logical and rigid thinking style that does not account for emotions. Yeah, I do have that. I can think that way quite a bit. Poor coping skills when it comes to dealing with stress. Before I realized I'm autistic, yes, I was very, very poor when it came to dealing with stress. Like my coping skills, they existed, but they could have been better. And then after I realized that I'm autistic, I'm way better in this area. Another sign is appearing or behaving less altruistically than others. I don't know. I think that's situation dependent because I am pretty altruistic. I can't even say the word, but like, I would think that this would apply maybe in situations where I am accessing logic and not emotion. When I don't know, like maybe that's when I might appear less of that than other people. I don't know. Appearing distant, rigid, and humorless. Oh, yes. Yep. Even though, like, I am most of the time the exact opposite, only with, like, people that really know me. Poor life satisfaction. No, I'm pretty satisfied with life. Some studies suggest it results from one or more of the following: genetics, environmental factors, brain injury. Shit, I was probably dropped a few times when I was a kid. Who wasn't, you know? Let's see. Oh, there's like a whole diagnosis for this. I thought they said this wasn't like a mental thing. I don't know. Well, maybe you don't have to have a mental thing for it to be diagnosed. Oh, links with autism. What is this? 2018, that's the newest study they have, indicates that approximately half of autistic people likely have alexithymia, especially prevalent in those with complex ASD. Ew! Complex ASD? Complex autism spectrum disorder? Ew, like I don't like that I don't like that word complex in front of ASD. I don't even, sorry about that. I'm getting off course. I just don't like that autism is referred to as a disorder. It's not. I wish it was taken out of the DSM. And then there's a complex. Like, come on, man. Okay. Looks like it's linked to PTSD, ADHD, and then some eating disorders. Yeah, so is that what I'm feeling right now? I don't know. So does that mean that, yes, that's what I'm feeling? Like, if I don't know exactly how I'm feeling in this moment, isn't that alexithymia? Yeah, because I'm having difficulty experiencing, identifying, expressing emotions. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's maybe what I'm having, what I'm experiencing. I don't know. Alexithymia is a pretty big word. I'm surprised I can keep saying it without stuttering. Does anybody else out there, well, I'm sure you guys do. For those of you who like have this or know more about it, do you have any resources, like some links or some books that you can recommend to me so I could learn more about it? Just because sometimes I don't like scouring the internet for random articles. I prefer to find like books with good reviews, just so I'm not reading like a bunch of different things written by different researchers and whatever. But yeah, I just wanted to get on here and just process this out loud. I kind of think that I have alexithymia more than I thought I did. I mean, I would like to say that it's gotten a lot better, and that's only because I know I'm autistic, because I knew none of this shit before. I didn't know what alexithymia was. I didn't know all of this crap until I found out that I'm autistic and I had to go learn it. So, yeah, hopefully this was helpful in some ways. I kind of feel a little bit better. But I'm also hoping that I can just get through this sooner rather than later, because I prefer to know what I'm feeling. Who doesn't? Like, I want to not feel so overwhelmed, and I want to not feel like I just want to crawl into bed and not come out until like after winter. It just seems like I have a lot to do, and like now this new stuff is being added with like these like long car rides that I have to do, and I'm not good with change, so I know that that's a big part of it too. But yeah, I don't know. It made me think about alexithymia. So maybe at the end of this, it sounds like I don't have alexithymia, but I think I do. But who knows? I don't know. I think I do because I know myself, but I don't know. I don't know. Okay, well, the mouth is starting to not work that well. Thank you for listening. Like I said, please, can you let me know anything about alexithymia that you think I should know? Or do I need to delete this episode because it's not good and I shouldn't be talking about this? I talked about it in the wrong way or something. I don't know. I'm not very good about talking about topics that I don't know very much about because I'm always afraid I sound stupid. But I'm admitting that like I am stupid when it comes to this until I learn more about it. So, yeah, thanks for listening. Okay, bye.